Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
What's up, my pilots? I'm here. We are playing 1776 Paperwork Simulator. Oh, god damn it. I'm trying to set a stopwatch so I can know how long this episode is. There we go. Let's put our name in. Of course. Oh my god. Why would I ever... Motion controls, why? UNCH... Oh, got it. Alright. Let's be a lady. Young. Oh boy. Now we have choices. I'm going to try and do this relatively quickly. So, I'll go over what all of these skills and things mean later, but I think the one that we want to start with is Violent Past. And then let's pick a nice preset. Where are those? Face details. There we go, presets. What do we got? We're playing Bloodborne. It's not actually 1776 Paperwork Simulator. Okay, that's cool. Similar faces. Let's go a little more... Well, something a little more fearful. A little more fear in the eyes. Let's see, how about... There we go, that works. And then the rest of it doesn't matter because you never see it. Perfect. Nailed it. Fastest character creation ever. That might be a new record for all Let's Plays of all time. So this is, if you've watched my stream, link in the description. You totally should watch. But if you have, you already know we played through this game on stream. And that was actually my second playthrough. So this will be my third time playing the game. And I think I've mostly figured out the right strategies for a lot of things. But I'm by no means an expert.
All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
I love the sound design in this game. Everyone sounds like they're at the bottom of a well. It's sort of perfect for the creeptastic atmosphere. Oh, pardon me, sir. I think you left some bloody bandages above my bed here. Oh my, that's a lot of blood. Oh my gosh, it's a puppy. Now might be a good time to mention that I'm actually playing this game alone in the dark to increase the fear factor. It's not a particularly scary game, but I take it back. There's a skeleton climbing up my crotch. He's going for that belt buckle. Oh shit.
You found yourself a hunter.
Here we are in Yusufka's clinic. Alright, and thus the game begins. A handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. over here a locked door. Or at least it doesn't open from this side. Oh, is this actually the room that the cutscene takes place in? I think it is. I always thought it was the downstairs room. Anyway, let's go downstairs. So, like I said, this is my third time playing through the game. So I'm pretty much a complete professional now. I'm just really nothing can stand in our way. I'm gonna slap the shit out of this werewolf. Yeah, get fucked. How you like that? How you like me now? Huh? 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 Oh shit. Oh god. Oh no. Oh please. No. Oh, the biting. Oh my god. Oh my god. And thus begins every playthrough of Bloodborne. Arrogance and humility. So, once we die, we're going to head to the Hunter's Dream. This is basically the hub world for the game, or at least it's the one place where we can get some respite, and it's where we go to level up and upgrade our weapons and buy equipment and all that stuff. It's all the merchants and beds and all that other crap from other RPGs in one place. The thing is, in this game, there are RPG elements, and it's definitely important to level your character up in a planned way. But nothing is a substitute for getting good. An abandoned doll. Creepy. Let's take a weapon. So we're going to take the Hunter's Axe. So basically, you've got three choices here. It really doesn't matter which ones you pick at this early stage, although you can definitely just play the entire game with the saw cleaver if you want. It has a decent amount of damage, it attacks relatively quickly, and it's just all around, I'd give it like a B, and that's good enough to get through the whole game if you want. Hunter's Axe is, I think it's slightly less good in the late game, but it's better in the early game, because I'm going to build a character that's based around strength. So this is sort of a quality weapon, which in the Dark Souls, Soulsborne terms means it's a good mixture of strength and skill, which I'll explain what those do in a second. You can see in the bottom right are 6, I guess you'd call them attributes: Vitality, Endurance, Strength, Skill, Blood Tinge, and Arcane. Vitality is just how much health we have. Endurance is our stamina. It also raises up like poison resistance and that kind of thing. Strength and skill affect how much damage we do with melee weapons, and some weapons prefer strength over skill or vice versa. And so you'll be better off raising one versus the other depending on what weapon you have. Threaded Cane is a skill weapon, so your strength doesn't matter as much as your skill does. Hunter's Axe is the other way around. Strength is what's important. Blood Tinge affects the damage you do with weapons that do blood damage. It's like an element basically in this game, because you can see in the middle column physical attack, and you also have blood, arcane, fire, and bolt attack. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen right now, but those are essentially the different ways you can deal damage. So physical is exactly what it sounds like. Blood damage, I don't really understand. It just sort of seems like this the Bloodborne flavor. I don't know what you'd call it, because it's not magical damage. It's like a special kind of physical damage, bleeding damage. And then arcane is exactly what it sounds like. You got the magic of the eldritch, it's Emrakul basically. And then fire and bolt, you can guess exactly what those are. And then there's also like poison and blah blah blah. Ignore the rest of that for now. But blood tinge affects your blood damage, and arcane affects your arcane damage. And your arcane skill also lets you use certain items in the game. You can only use if you have high enough arcane. Now we get a firearm. We're just going to get the pistol, because it fires a little faster. We'll explain that later. There's a notebook. And I think that's it for now. So, let's equip our... Can I not? I have to do it here. Equip our weapons. Look at that. So in this game, most of the right-hand weapons, they're all going to be melee weapon type things. And all the left-handed weapons are your specialty stuff. This is where you have your pistol, your torch, your flamethrower, whatever it might be. And your right-handed weapons usually will have 2 modes. So you'll have, in the Axe's case, it's usually a small mode and then an extended mode. For the axe, you have this one-handed version, and then if you hit L1, you switch to the long version, and it becomes a two-handed weapon. So now you can't use your left-handed weapon anymore. You just kind of stow it away, but it gives you an additional attack. So you have a light attack, a heavy attack, and then your left trigger, which is normally your left hand, gives you a third attack. And we're going to be using this for the early portions of the game because this move is very good against the early game enemies. And I want to build a strength-based character. So let's go fuck up that werewolf. Get our revenge. And this also sort of introduces us to one of the really cool mechanics in this game. One of the things that I like about it is that there's a revenge mechanic built in. So as you go around the game defeating enemies and basically getting good, you'll collect blood echoes. They're essentially experience points. And anytime you die, you lose all your blood echoes. They could either be laying on the ground or in the hands of an enemy. And if you look up there, you can see the werewolf has glowing blue eyes now. That means he has our blood echoes. And if we want to get our experience points back that we had before we died, we have to defeat him. So let's do that. He's not very strong. He's actually a weaker version of the werewolves in the base game. So we got our blood echoes retrieved message, which means we've recovered the blood echoes we lost in the previous death. So now you can see in the upper right, we have 415, and then the 0 underneath it is our insight. So insight is not really experience points. It's sort of two things. It's a currency, and it's also a measurement of how much eldritch knowledge your character has been exposed to. And as you go throughout the game, you'll get more of it, and it changes things. It changes you. We will eventually come around to the other side of this gate. That's sort of the whole design of the Bloodborne world, is that everything loops back on itself. It's surprising how satisfying it is to find a shortcut back to the beginning. Because when you've been exploring for a while and you're low on resources, just getting back to a safe place is in itself a reward. Alright, let's see what this axe can do. Nice. Nailed it. Well, now you get to see the regain system, where in the upper left we have our health bar in red, and whenever we get hit, there will be an orange region on the health bar. And if we can hit the enemy that damaged us, while that orange region is still there, we can actually recover some of the HP we lost. So you can see we took a hit, and then I recovered some of it, so our HP is almost full again. The game rewards aggression, or at the very least, it rewards you responding to aggression with more aggression. I think that's very cool. There's no blocking. You guys hear something? Must have been the wind. And here we have our first, or I guess our second lamp. Each time we find one of these, it gives us a shortcut back to the hunter's dream. Yes, and if we die, now we'll reappear here. So we've just basically got a checkpoint. A little bit of progress. So I think my goal for this first session is just going to get to the point where we can start leveling up. One of the things that changes with insight is this damn's finished. You can't level up until you have at least one insight, because right now we're just like a lost outsider who has no idea what's happening, what's going on in the city, why are the people all so horribly ugly and trying to kill us. We don't understand, we don't know what's going on, and if we get a little bit of insight, we'll realize we gotta level up if we're gonna be sticking around here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See what I mean? It's pretty good. So the numbers underneath our health bar, well, first there's our stamina meter. which if it's empty, we cannot swing our weapon or roll. So you can see we roll around, stamina bar starts to empty, and as soon as it's completely empty, we're no longer able to roll or swing our weapon. So you can get kind of stuck in this situation where you're just swinging slowly every few seconds. You have to be patient. You have to let your stamina refill, and then you go ham again. Ah, we opened a gate. You may already recognize this gate is literally where we just were. We just fought these guys and then knocked this ladder down and climbed up. This is the first of many sort of backtrack shortcuts in this game. And this map is a maze. It is confusing, but we'll figure it out before too long. I pretty much know where I'm going in all the beginning areas. Hopefully I don't say that and then immediately get proven wrong.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Hey, fuck off, mate! So, to level up, we gotta get an insight. Now, insight is Eldritch Knowledge, which means we gotta see some shit if we're gonna... oh my god! Coming up behind me like that. What the hell do you think you are? So we gotta see some shit, and these angry village people don't really count as some shit. Look at that shit. That's amazing. In the scope of this universe, these guys are pretty much boring. So we're gonna have to go find some insight, either by running into a boss or finding an item that'll give us insight.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night of the hunt. Away with you. Now.
Oh, sorry. There's all these people out here trying to kill me. You really blame me for trying to go inside? So whenever you see a glow on the ground like this, it means that there's an item there. Whenever you hear skittering footsteps off to the side, it means someone's waiting to ambush you. This guy does a particularly bad job of it because he waits way too long. This next guy actually does a really good job and jumps out at exactly the right time. Gotcha! So that's another thing you can do with the weapons. If you have the light attack, the heavy attack, you can actually charge the heavy attack. And you'll hear that ding at the back that lets you know it's fully charged. And that does an assload of damage. It's our strongest move at this point. And that's actually what I'm doing when I do this. It is a charged heavy attack. These guys are smart enough not to just walk into it, for the most part. There we go. We do have to manage our stamina, because I'm used to playing with a character that's like level 200, and I think we start the game at level 10, so I gotta not... Oh, someone's having a bad day. I gotta not overestimate myself here at the beginning. Oh, did I miss an item? Nice. So, as I was saying, underneath the health bar is our stamina meter. Underneath that, you can see our item count. Still a lot of dudes. Do we have any pebbles? We do. We have our blood vials. They're essentially health potions. Underneath that is quicksilver bullets. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's ammo for our gun. So let me see if I can get somebody's attention. Throw a pebble at him. So in the box just to the right of those two things, you can see our pebbles are currently our equipped weapon. We have 6 slots down here. I guess I'll put Molotovs here. Let's see what that looks like. Pretty good. It's 1-hit KO on these early enemies. Which isn't too surprising considering they are wimps. Whoa, whoa. I'm sorry I called you wimps. I didn't mean it. Two for one. Alright. We just got some Cold Blood Dew, which is essentially free experience. Down there is a very angry dog. These guys are actually one of the more dangerous enemies in the early game because They are fast, and they can hit you repeatedly if you're not careful. Alright, I think we've cleared the crowd now. And if I'm wrong, someone will be on my ass in a second. So, don't you... Oh, yeah, there's one more over there. Hey, buddy. He's just staring at the bonfire like, there's a werewolf up there, man. Just gotta make sure he doesn't go anywhere. You're doing a great job, friend. So, one of the things that this game doesn't do is teach you the controls. I won't go through that here, obviously, because it's boring as hell to learn what buttons do what. But if you are going to play this game for the first time, I recommend... As crazy as it sounds. Hello. Load up. Thank you. Come down here. Oh, it's so slow. Reading the manual. As boring as that sounds, it's actually a pretty good idea. Because it tells you all the controls, so you know what buttons do what. I didn't know for the longest time that you could lock onto enemies. And you pretty much can't hit enemies with thrown items or your gun unless you're locked on. So I just thought the gun was absolutely trash for like the first hour and a half while I was playing. And then I also didn't know that you could sprint by holding down the dodge button. So I was moving around real slow for the first couple play sessions until I figured out, oh hey, if you hold down the roll button, you run a lot faster like this. Very nice. And then over here, anytime you see one of these sort of magenta lanterns, it means you can knock on someone's door and say hi. How you doing?
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
I don't know what they're doing in there, but they're having more fun than me. We can go over here if we want, actually. This is one of the few first examples of the game rewarding exploration. You destroy this stuff here. Oh, there was people in those coffins. I feel kind of bad now. You can get access to this area, and we can actually loop back towards the lantern if we want. But I think the game kind of wants us to continue going this way for now, so let's do that first. We could go around that way in a minute. Over here, we'll find the guy who was having such a bad day knocking on the door. Hey, friend. Whoa! Oh! Yep, he's got quite a reach. See what I mean? That attack is so good in the early game. Not only does it have a really forgiving range and, like... So, the hitboxes in this game are actually pretty accurate. So, if I do this, I'm not going to hit somebody who's standing, like, right behind me right there in this and in that direction. Because my swing doesn't hit that part. But I will hit somebody who's standing to my left. Because the axe ends up over there. So when I do this attack, it hits people in... Well, looking at the ground makes you angle it downward. But if I do it like this, it will hit people in front, behind, left, right. And the light attack on this actually has a huge, like, maybe 120-degree range in front of you. So it's really forgiving for learning the game if you use the axe. Because you can use the long mode, and it's much easier to hit enemies. Whereas if you're using something like the saw, you really got to get up on people and sort of grind them down. And then the whip, the threaded cane is actually has a second form as a whip. And that's even harder to aim, in my opinion. Ah, shit. Come over here, you. Oh, I hate these dogs, man. They are definitely... the scariest enemy at the early parts of the game because they can tear you up. You hear something? Like a tinkling, quiet... Oh my god. I didn't know you guys came this far over here. Alright, that's 2 down. Come here, friend. Oh, that's another thing. When you're charging up an attack, like this really big swing, you can change your mind and partway through stop charging and do a different attack. So you're not locked in. And the game rewards you for learning the way your weapon works. And you can actually just charge it up a little bit like that, if that's all you need. Oh, we've reached the point now where we've got 20 Quicksilver bullets and 20 blood vials, which means any extras we pick up are going to start going into storage automatically in the Hunter's Dream, which is pretty cool. And then over here, there's werewolves. I don't want to fight those werewolves right now. They're a little bit strong for me. One of the things you can do in this game is, if you get stuck on something, which you will, just trying again and again can work, but you can also just go somewhere else. So the first time I came up here, I got killed by these werewolves so many times, and then I was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to go this way instead. Let's see what's over here. And it turned out to be a great decision, because this area is actually a little bit easier, so it's good to do first. Another example of looping around. Here we are above where the bonfire was. So if we wanted to, we could jump down and go back to the lantern. No reason to do that just yet, because we still have 0 insight and cannot level up. I'll explain all these items we're picking up when they become relevant. I don't want to break my flow. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. Wait, how is it? Break my stride? Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. Whoa. Inappropriate music. Alright, these guys are sort of half human, half werewolf. We gotta be careful with these dudes, because they are nasty. Oh shit! Oh, they have a pretty long range. And they're pretty strong too. I do not want to fight both of these guys at the same time. Okay, he turned around, that's good. The range on this is pretty big, but it also basically uses up all of our stamina to do the charge attack, so I'm gonna try and... There we go. You can kind of reach through objects and around corners to hit people, but be aware, the enemies will do that shit too. Their AI is like a rabid dog, and they just come at you. And if there's a wall in the way, sometimes they just reach through the wall and smack the shit out of you. So one of the things to learn in this game is how far your attacks reach, so you don't whiff. One of the worst things that can happen is you walk up to an enemy, charge up an attack, and just swing and miss. Like this. Oh, the second one actually got there. Look at me not knowing what I'm talking about. Oh boy, he's gonna come at me. Nice. I love it when you hit both hits with that. It does a lot of damage. Again, go with the axe if you're new to the Bloodborne, Soulsborne type games. And we're gonna try and land on this little ass plank. I don't like the platforming aspects in this game. They're kind of finicky. But we got thick cold blood. There's a rat down there. It's an example to show you the falling move. If you do an attack while you're in the air, you get a different animation and does a bunch of damage. That's cool. That rat just splashed a second time. That's weird. We got a guy hiding around the corner here. Hey friend, come get me. Gonna make him make the first move. So I can do that. And then this. Alright. That's basically the first boss in my mind, because we've arrived here at this dead body, which has better clothes. So let's put those on. So you can see all the different defenses that you have on your weapons. All the blue numbers are ways that this item is better than the one we have. All the red ones are ways that it's worse. We're just going to switch everything over to the hunter stuff, because the equipment you start out with is crap. There are dudes down there too. I think we actually want to go, yeah, down that way, if I recall. So we want to go up and then in. Okay, I remember where to go. So whoops, yeah, you can take fall damage. If you end up, yeah, always assume that dead bodies are not actually dead in this game. Like, come on, man. My first playthrough, I was like, yeah, those guys aren't dead. It's a bunch of guys laying on the ground around an item. Man, he's not snarling, he's sneezing. Yeah, these guys are not sneezing, they're barfing. But they're definitely not dead, so don't let them fool you. There's another thing I like about the weapon, this axe, is that the L2, when you have it in its long mode like this, is a sweeping attack along the ground in front of you. Are you guys still alive? Your health bars look empty. Which is really good for the enemies in this part of the game in particular, in the sewers. He's like, ow, ow, shit, ow. Because a bunch of them lay on the ground like those guys do. and it can be kind of hard to hit them. Some of these moves, like I say, the hitboxes are pretty where did that... Is that a reflection of the moon? Okay, game, take it easy. Oh, there it is again! Some of these moves, like this one, won't hit things that are on the ground. So you gotta use this. It swings a little bit lower. And if you tilt your camera, it tilts the move too. So I can actually try to hit things at a specific angle. So these weird guys that don't walk, and the crows, right over there, are two enemies that you can't hit unless you're swinging along the ground. They're too low. So you have to either aim the attack downward or use a sweeping move that already goes along the ground. Like this one. Come down here, crow friend. Yeah, see? Couldn't quite hit him. We're almost there. Actually, I think it would be faster if I went up to the ladders. So let's... Well... Yeah, I'll do it here. This is actually a good example of how things loop around in this game, too. So if we head off this way, we can go get... let's just do it. Why talk about it when I can just show it to you? Up this sewer, we'll find a nook and cranny here with some boats. Like, who's going rowing in the sewers? I don't know. Anyway, these two rats down here at the end, which did not run at me like I expected them to. There they go. Oh, that's a miss. Oh, this is bad. See what I mean about the whiff being the worst possible outcome? You're just left there looking like an idiot. Where are you at? Oh shit, where'd he go? Oh, whoop, whoop. Recover stamina, charge, and kill. Nice. So, I don't know what these guys are doing down here, but they are sniffing at this guy who has Madman's Knowledge, which gives us insight. So we can go into our inventory and eat this. Delicious skull, and you see the knowledge flying into our head. And now we have 1 insight. So now if we go back to the Hunter's Dream, we can level up, which is muy bueno. Let's just go up this ladder. I'm not going to go up the other one, it's too long. Yeah, I see there's assholes up here though, so we gotta be careful. Yeah, jeez, dude, come on, man. Give me a minute. Oh shit! I didn't know that guy was there! Oh, you feel the fear now. Oh, okay! Oh god, please no. Don't do this. Oh jeez. Oh, he's fast. He's still following me. Oh my god, he wants blood! It's appropriate for this game though, I guess. Dog! Shite! Whoop! Are they still following me? Phew, okay.
You're a hunter, aren't you?
Hello.
Then, well, do you know of any safe places?
No. Well, see you later. Over here is where those, dogs were. I don't know if I actually pointed it out earlier. But there were a bunch of cages there. In that area where I said, oh, well, we could go down here and loop back to the lantern. But, I didn't go that way. It's because we're here now. Look at that. It's almost like I planned it. Oop, that's bad. Don't whiff. Oh, you son of a bitch. He did a lunging attack even though I was close to him, and I rolled right into it like an idiot. Smart dog. See? That's the platform I was standing on. I looked down here and I was like, oh look, that's another way back to the lantern. So, let me show you. Like I say, this place is like a maze. You can also get here by coming down off the bridge. This little path here is near where those werewolves wander around. You can probably see them up there if we look right. I'm not going to bother with fiddling with the camera. But we certainly can get back that way by going past these assholes. Oh, very nice. Another thing that this move can do is it can stagger an enemy that's in an animation. So you see like that? he was in the middle of attacking me, and then he got hit by my whirligig swinging around this axe, and I interrupted his animation. Sometimes you get hit them at the same time as they hit you, and usually you just get your health back with the regain system. The rally system, it's actually called. But if you're unlucky and the enemy is much stronger than you, you'll just die. So don't count on it. Does this door open from this side? It does. It opens from both sides, I guess. There's a guy hiding out in here. Oh. Well, hey, Grandpa. How you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God! He's like, fuck you! Get out of my house! And then there's a note. Somebody's praying up there. Ooh, there's always whispers and voices in this game. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit night. All of this will be explained, and more, in later episodes. This one opens only from the other side, which is weird. Why would a door in a house only open from the outside? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, the barrels staggered me? Alright, if you say so. You might have been able to hear my trigger there as I went for that attack a couple times before my stamina came back. Now if we go up this way, ruin this guy's day. As you can see, we're now on the other side of those werewolves. Dropping down right over there takes you to the dogs. And if we go that way, it's the first boss. Which, man, I am tempted to fight. I am tempted to just go ham and go for it. But first, there's something I should do. So the reason I came back this way is because it leads back to the lantern where we started. So up here is another one of those one-way gates. And here you have access to the Hunter's Dream and a window.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests.
Are you in a well in there?
I think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
Oh my. Let's go back to the Hunter's Dream and level up, and then we'll go fight the boss. Yeah, we're already at the first boss, I know, right? They give you this nice starting area to learn the different kinds of enemies. You have access to some cool shit down in the sewers, which we'll be exploring more. There's more. Oh my God, the doll's alive! Hello. Maybe not. Okay, these guys give me items that I don't... Oh, good, I'm sitting down. That's one of my favorite things in this game, is that if you hold the X button and wiggle the controller around... Hello? Like, oh yeah, look at that, okay. It's motion controls for doing emotes, and I hate it. These guys are giving me items that you only use in multiplayer. Hello there. What is this place?
Aha. You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am... Gammon.
Did you forget your own name for a second there?
To you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
Oh my god. Dude, you are gross, my friend. Oh yeah, so over here, this guy's taking a bath. Look at him, he's so friggin' cute. He wants to sell us more blood vials, but we have plenty. Over here.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Oh, alright, thanks.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Oh, and so now we can start leveling things up. So, first few levels, people are going to yell at me, but I'm going to go up to 15 vitality, 12 endurance. Basically, once again, health, stamina, and weapon damage. Those are the three things we're really going to be putting points into. We're going to probably stop endurance around like 20, and we'll be putting points into skill as well. But you can look and see right now, for example, our right-handed weapon is 107. It goes up to 108 with strength, has no change with skill. So raising our skill right now would not give us more weapon damage, so we really don't care at the moment. There are weapons later in the game that we'll care about
Farewell,
both,
good
but
hunter.
not for now.
May you find your worth in the waking world.
That's just how the axe works. Alright, so let's go beat the boss. That seems like a good way to finish the first episode. I'm going to make these kind of long. You may have noticed this first one's probably going to be like 50 minutes. We'll see. Because I'm going to record these videos, and I'm trying to do as little editing as possible. Just because ain't nobody got time for that. And also, I think videos like this have a more natural flow when it's all done in real time. If things get obnoxious and I'm doing the same section over and over, which really shouldn't be a problem since this is like my third playthrough and I kind of know what I'm doing, then I'll start editing it down and I won't make you sit through the repetitions. But one of the things about this game is when you die, or even just go back to the hunter's dream for respite and leveling up, the enemies come back. So that dude is back. The dude in the house is back. Grandpa in the wheelchair with the gun is back. So you can just grind on these enemies if you know what you're doing and you know they're not going to be dangerous to you. You can just go around and ruin these guys' days over and over again, collecting echoes and leveling up. That's the other option for when you get stuck on something. You can try it again and again, bang your head against the wall until you crash through, or you can level up some and then bang your head against the wall and perhaps have a slightly harder head for the effort. Alright. I don't like these arrangements when you have big enemies and small enemies together. Oftentimes it can be difficult to hit both of them. Yeah, see, I didn't hit that one crow because he was on too low. Damn it. See, I can't hit both of them. Whoa, hello. Fuck you. Get out of here. Alright, there we go. Blood vials. So this is the Great Bridge that was referenced in that note we read a bit ago, talking about how we can't get to the rest of Yharnam because this bridge is closed off. And you can see the gate down there is shut. Now we're actually gonna... Oh, shit. I guess I kind of spoiled it by saying I was headed towards the boss. Oh, my. He just about jumped on top of me and killed me in the first second of the fight. Oh, my. I would like to be behind you, sir. Please stop standing next to walls. Whoops, shouldn't have gone for a charge attack there. sometimes you can actually stagger an enemy if you do enough damage in one hit. It's not possible on all the enemies, and sometimes you're just not strong enough. So, don't count on it. But I'm basically going to be climbing up this guy's ass for most of the fight. That works for a lot of bosses in the Soulsborne series. Oh, shit. Whoa! Hello, you decided to move a little faster there. Oh, I staggered him. Check this out. Visceral! Let's not follow up the Visceral with immediately dying. So the Visceral is an attack you can do when I'm done with this boss, and it can actually explain without... I can't talk and play! Give me a second! In the butt! Chop his butt right off. The Visceral is an attack you can only do when an enemy is staggered. You do it by going up to them, hitting R1, and you generally just stick your hand down their throat and tear their guts out. It's outstanding. That is the Cleric Beast, the first boss. You can see we have 5 insight now. I think you get 2 insight just for seeing the boss. Like, that's how much of an eldritch horror it is. And 2 more insight for defeating it. So we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream, and then that'll be the end of the episode. I'm just going to go ahead and level up a little. Oh, maybe I'll show you guys how upgrading weapons works, too. So let me do that first. So we've been finding these... Whoa! Hello. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. If you double tap roll while running, you jump. This over here... Oh, we don't actually... Oh, we can do it. Okay. So we can fortify weapons using bloodstones. So right now, we've been finding these bloodstone shards that enemies have been dropping. Usually the werewolves drop these. We can use them to power up our weapon and increase the damage that it does. There's no real point in upgrading the pistols because you're not really using them for damage, you're using them to get staggers. So on big enemies, you can usually stagger them by doing a ton of damage at once. With little enemies, like enemies that are your size or smaller, you stagger them by shooting them at the appropriate time.
Welcome home.
And the timing is fairly precise.
Very
Let's
well.
level up. So, we got 3 more levels to put in. Sweet. So let's go a little strength. See, skill doesn't do anything for our weapons anymore, so we're not going to bother with that. We do want some endurance, just because you can see our stamina is increasing. And also down there, our slow poison resistance is going up a lot. And that's really nice, actually, just because we don't want to be really susceptible to poison, because there's a boss later on that poisons you
good hunter.
so friggin' hard if you don't resist it. Over here you can see there are now more people. There are more messengers in the bath. And that means that there's more items. So with that Sword Hunter's badge, we can now buy the Kirk Hammer, which I probably should have spent my echoes on instead of leveling up. Because this is a weapon that's really good with strength. So if you look down where it says attribute bonus in the middle column most of the way down, you'll see there's a strong arm for strength and there's a hand for skill, because only skill people have hands. And then there's blood tinge and arcane, or the exploiting point and the star. Now, this the letters next to them indicate how well the weapon scales with that stat. So C next to the arm, so it's C for C in strength, means it levels up decently well with your strength. E in skill, it doesn't level up well with skill. It goes from A to E. A being best. Actually, there might be S above A, but the higher the better, and then E is like the worst. So this is a weapon that's not for a skill character, it's more for a strength character. So we may actually want to get the attribute requirements that we need to try the Kirk Hammer out. That could be fun. But I think that is going to be it for part 1 of Bloodborne. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any suggestions or requests, things you'd like to see me do in this playthrough, leave them in the comments. I'm going to be uploading these videos pretty much as soon as I'm done making them. So I'll be able to see what you're saying and respond. If you haven't subscribed, who am I kidding? Of course you've already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.